Welcome back to the Detective Den, where we explore the most intriguing and chilling cases. Today, we delve into a case that shook not only the small town of Barrow, Somerset, but the entire nation. The story of Penelope Jackson, the so-called Pyjama Killer, is as perplexing as it is tragic. So grab your detective caps, and let's get to the heart of this unsettling story. What would drive a 66-year-old grandmother to pick up a knife and stab her husband 3 times? Why did she calmly tell a 999 operator he's bleeding to death with any luck?
Well, I'm in the lounge and he's in the kitchen bleeding to death with any luck.
This is the shocking story of Penelope Jackson, a retired accountant who made national headlines for killing her husband. Was this an act of self-defense or cold-blooded murder?
Step outside for me a minute.
Stick around until the end to hear the chilling details and decide for yourself.
He's on the kitchen floor.
Okay.
David and Penelope Jackson's lives began worlds apart, but collided in what seemed like a whirlwind romance. David, a decorated Army Lieutenant Colonel, was the epitome of discipline, a man shaped by the regiments of military life. His career spanned decades, earning him respect and admiration within the armed forces. Penelope, on the other hand, was a sharp-witted, independent accountant. She brought to their union a fiery determination and a keen sense of humour. The pair met later in life, finding companionship and love in what seemed to be their second act. They settled in Somerset, enjoying what many described as an idyllic retirement. Lavish holidays, shared hobbies, and a tight circle of friends painted the picture of a happy couple who had left their struggles behind. But beneath this polished exterior lay a complicated and fractured relationship. David's military background brought with it a need for control, a rigidness Penelope often chafed against. Friends noticed her sharp tongue and his quiet stoicism, a combination that often led to tension. Over time, their arguments became more frequent. Penelope would later describe David as a man who wielded control like a weapon, accusing him of emotional abuse and humiliation.
He's an aggressive bully and nasty, and I've had enough.
But David's friends paint a different picture, of a man whose attempts to keep the peace were met with cruelty from Penelope. The question remains, was David truly controlling, or was Penelope's perception coloured by her own inner struggles? As the years wore on, their relationship became a pressure cooker, their cracks growing deeper. On the surface, they continued their life of quiet retirement, but behind closed doors, tensions reached a breaking point. And on one fateful February night, it would all explode. On a chilly February evening in 2021, a quiet Somerset kitchen turned into a crime scene as Penelope Jackson ended her husband's life with a kitchen knife. The couple, now married for 24 years, had shared a meal on Zoom with their daughter just hours before. The evening took a turn when a petty argument broke out over a side dish, bubble-and-squeak. This led to a second disagreement, this time over the location of an iPad charger. These seemingly minor conflicts escalated into deeper frustrations, adding to the already strained atmosphere between them. After the argument, Penelope retreated to the main bedroom, carrying a kitchen knife. During her trial, she claimed she initially took the knife for self-defense, but later admitted she contemplated using it on herself. According to her, the argument brought her to the brink, pushed by years of what she described as emotional and physical abuse at the hands of her husband. And that night, something in her snapped. When her husband failed to apologise for the argument, she said he goaded her to take her own life. This exchange was the breaking point for Penelope. Instead, she turned the knife on him. She described in court how she lost it in a moment of rage. She slashed David across the chest with the knife, a wound that, while serious, was not immediately fatal. But it wasn't over. After inflicting the first wound, Penelope left the bedroom, where she reportedly began writing a note of confession. Meanwhile, David, injured but alive, emerged from the bedroom to call the emergency services. He dialed 999 and was on the phone with the operator when the tragedy escalated further. As David screamed in pain and spoke to the emergency responder, Penelope took the knife and stabbed him 2 more times in the abdomen. These additional wounds were fatal. In court, it was suggested these actions showed premeditation and intent to kill. Penelope then took over the 999 call herself. The call, which lasted 18 minutes, shocked the nation. On the call, Penelope was calm, even mocking, telling the operator, "Hopefully he's bleeding to death." She added chilling remarks like, "I thought I'd get his heart, but he hasn't got one." When the operator pleaded with her to assist David by applying pressure to the wounds or throwing him a towel, she refused.
And are you with him now?
Well, I might just go and stab him again, but...
Alright, do not stab him again.
Why?
Okay, so just listen to my voice. Okay?
Yes.
Stay on the line with me.
I am complimented.
Okay, are you with the patient now?
Well, I'm in the lounge and he's in the kitchen bleeding to death with any luck.
Alright, so just stay on the line with me.
Look, this is not... You're not paid enough to do with this. It's not fair.
Okay, well, ultimately, madam, I'm listening to your voice, and you're the help I have available, so we need to help him, okay?
No, I'm not.
All right, madam,
I don't
how many times have you stabbed him?
I did the once.
You did the once?
And then he said I wouldn't do it again, so I did it twice more.
So, okay. So, in total, how many times?
3 times.
3 times, okay.
Once I thought I'd get his heart. Well, he hasn't got one. And then twice in the abdomen.
Minutes later, officers arrived to find David laying in the kitchen. Penelope greeted them with a shocking nonchalance.
Hey madam, do you want to just step outside for me a minute? Can you come outside?
Yes.
Thank you.
He's on the kitchen.
Officers arrested
Okay,
Penelope on
inside.
suspicion of attempted
Okay,
murder.
listen to my colleague.
Her response?
Um,
Hopefully it's not attempted.
under arrest suspicion of attempt murder, mate.
Under arrest with suspicion of attempt murder. You do not have to say anything. It may harm your defence. You do not mention when questioned anything you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
I'll go in and see what they do.
Yeah,
Could I get my coat?
just bear with me 2 seconds.
In there. I admit it all.
Alright.
Just get them. Alright, I want to go in. Alright.
No,
so,
he's on the kitchen
Yeah.
floor.
Can someone just stay with Devon while I go in?
There's nothing nasty. And I'm certainly not... My coat's in the...
Yeah, just
Ow,
wait
it's
2
a bit
seconds.
hot.
Alright, you okay?
Penelope remained impassive.
You alright?
With any luck, you'll be too late.
Alright.
Well, I'm called Penny, but Penelope Jackson.
The kitchen knife, the murder weapon, lay on the counter, still smeared with blood.
Do you live here? You do live here?
Yes. Can I get my coat?
We'll get you
Right,
a coat
get
for
the
you.
ambulance in. Pronto, we need
Oh,
CPR.
don't. No, please don't.
Yeah, we need
I
the
should
ambulance
have
in.
stabbed him a bit more.
We've got CPR being done at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Penelope, come with me, mate.
You want my keys?
Shoe.
For your
I...
band, okay?
Yes. I stabbed him. Once. Because he's a... He's an aggressive bully and nasty, and I've had enough. And when he said you wouldn't do it, I did it twice more.
During her arrest, Penelope's unusual remarks continued, later muttering, "If I haven't done it properly, I'll be really annoyed."
Coats in.
What colour's your
go
coat?
in the front. In the front.
Yeah.
Grey wardrobe.
Okay, it might be a while, all right, but I'll try and get. There's obviously a lot going on. Okay.
Oh,
but
with any luck, it'll be too late.
Penelope, my advice is don't talk about it now. okay?
No, I have no intention of not agreeing to what I've done.
Okay.
I know what I've done.
All right.
And I know why I've done it. And if I haven't done it properly, I'm really annoyed.
After having her temperature taken, she casually asked, "Have you got my slippers?" And then mused, "Do you usually arrest murderers in Marks and Spencer's pyjamas?" Later, the news arrived. David had succumbed to his injuries. The charge was upgraded to murder, and when officers informed Penelope of this development, her response was chilling.
All right, Penny. I'm further arresting you for murder.
Oh, good.
I've already cautioned you,
Yes.
so your necessities for your arrest is for an prompt and effective investigation
Yep.
and stop further harm.
Sorry, that one's a bit tight.
So
This
Penny,
one's-
We're gonna
we're going to move them
Well,
to
the
the rear
rear
in a
in a minute.
moment. The DO's just come out to check your temperature, and then
Right.
we'll move you in. And
Just
then
mind
we'll
your
get
head.
there. Just stay there for the time being.
All right. I wouldn't buy my slippers.
All right.
I'm not
Do you want her out?
exactly.
Yeah. Right. Just step out. Mind your head.
Yeah. Rightio. I'm very sorry for being a nuisance.
We've just got to take a temperature, okay?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be just really great. Get COVID on the top of this.
During the trial of Penelope Jackson, it was revealed there was a significant incident of violence from David. Penelope recounted an event in 1996 when David allegedly hit her. This incident happened during a heated argument in their marriage. The 1996 incident was an isolated example of physical violence raised in the trial, but it became a focal point for Penelope's allegations of an abusive dynamic. David's friends and family, however, contested Penelope's portrayal of their relationship, describing David as kind and patient and suggesting that Penelope was often harsh and cutting towards him. This complexity added to the trial's drama and the public's divided opinions on whether Penelope was a victim, acting out after years of mistreatment, or the aggressor in a toxic relationship. After a 2-week trial, the jury found Penelope guilty of murder. The judge described her actions as shocking and callous and sentenced her to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 18 years. This case divided public opinions. Some called her a victim of a broken system, while others saw her as a cold-blooded killer. Where do you stand, detectives? Was Penelope pushed to the brink, or did she manipulate her circumstances to escape justice? Do you think coercive control can ever justify an act as extreme as murder? And what about David? Was he an abuser, or a victim himself? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights might uncover a perspective we haven't yet considered. Thank you for joining us for this dive into the Pyjama Killer. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more true crime breakdowns. Until next time, detectives, stay safe, and remember, behind closed doors, silence can be the loudest cry for help.